Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placement. Let's get into it. So the first card for today you have Taurus is number 32 and it says Eternal Gatekeeper. Further down it says acknowledge, assert and protect what is right for you. So number 3, 2 and 5 are coming through strong with this energy. Further down it says activation of sacred discernment, the empowerment to claim what belongs to you, the strength to say no to what doesn't serve, and the sovereignty available when you become the great keeper of your own energy, time, boundaries, and well-being. This is not selfishness, it is sacred self-protection, the wisdom of honoring yourself completely, the revolutionary act of caring for yourself, and the impact available when you refuse to abandon yourself for others. So, further it says you've been the doormat, the one who sacrifices themselves, the one who gives until empty, the one who abandons themselves to make others comfortable. But you are a gatekeeper now. Your time is your sacred resource. Your energy is your most precious asset. Your well-being is not negotiable. You get to decide who enters and you get to decide what stays. You get to acknowledge what's yours. Protect what matters. You are the eternal gatekeeper. Stand at your own gate. Let some people in, keep others out, protect your peace like it's a sacred fire. Your gates are not walls. They are love for yourself. Assert them fiercely. Okay, so this is about caring for yourself, Taurus. This is also about speaking your truth. This is about, what you feel matters, and I feel this is like a protection, like this is the energy of protecting yourself fiercely. And yeah, and Taurus, for the collective Taurus, you are second house energy, right? Second house energy, this is all about stability, it's all about loyalty, and that's what Taurians bring to the collective energy. And I feel that a lot of times, you're so accommodating that you kind of forget about yourself. You're so much about keeping the peace that you tend to surrender your own peace. It's like, it's like tolerating a lot of disrespect. I feel that you go the distance and tolerate a lot of disrespect. Now, stability or staying grounded does not mean that you are stuck tolerating bad situations. I feel that a lot of times, you're so dedicated to things, people, situation that you tend to abandon your own self. It's like trying to bring in stability, so that because you don't want to rock the boat. Even when that boat is sinking. So here this gatekeeper energy is telling you that you are the boss of your own gate. And you need to understand that tolerating disrespect is not loyalty by any means. You are the gatekeeper means you need to protect yourself, and that's where the real stability, that's where the real peace lies. Further down it says here, you can be grounded and fierce. You can be steady and protective. Now, if this is not your energy, Taurus, it could be playing out around you. It could be in the world. You could be hearing it on news. It could be about, and this could also be, especially if you're at a workplace and you feel that, the boss is kind of, disrespectful and, it makes you're working tirelessly end on. And then the boss ends up taking credit for your work, and then here you are, Taurus, who's just tolerating all the disrespect, not saying anything because you want to stay in a stable job. But here your health is suffering, you know, so that's not the trade-off that this energy is asking you to do. So you'll definitely see a lot of movements going on around you where people care for themselves. Self-care movement is at the forefront now. You know, you will see a lot of maybe even celebrities coming forward and speaking about their holistic well-being. Even at the corporate level, there is a pushback, you know, from employees and people who are stretched too thin at their workplaces, where they're not able to balance out their lives back at home. So there is a little bit of pushback, which you might be hearing, or people taking breaks, you know, in order to regain back their health. This can also be advocacy movements where you're seeing like, you know, people kind of advocate for the worker rights, or even people leaving those jobs that are not treating them well. Now, for some of you, this could be about your job where you are in, you know, defense or military careers where you're actually protecting boundaries of countries or cities and things like that. Or you could be hearing of dates and walls being built around communities for more protective measures so that, you know, anyone and everyone is not able to enter the community. So you might see some communities of that kind with higher walls, higher protection, higher boundary, higher or gated communities come up around you. This can also be about, you know, like working on your own terms. It's like, you know, our jobs and positions where you are undervalued and you don't get the pay that you deserve, or you don't get the title and position that you have been wanting for a long time. So, you know, you might hear some people even quit their jobs because they're not being honored for their, you know, for their skills or for the contribution. They have not been given a bonus raise, or if it's a new person coming on board, they have not been given the compensation that the person's looking for. And, you know, people are quitting because they don't get what they want from the company, from the job, or from the contract. You might even see a lot of news regarding workplace, you know, a workplace, or in general, you know, city protection laws being implemented by law enforcement or the government offices, or even the, you know, workplace even. Now, this can also be in regards to protection of property, you know, where we kind of put it on the insurance if in case of any theft. Or this could also be intellectual property, the knowledge, the data, the documents, you know, having the right kind of protection so that intellectual property is not stolen. You know, there's a lot of hackers, so you might be into building systems so that you keep the hackers and the digital systems safe from any kind of digital threats. Now, this can also be about protection of the environment. You see a lot of companies where they are actually protecting some kind of physical spaces over the environment, or even the resources, you know, the miners or oil resources. You might find a lot of companies that are, you know, creating some kind of a wall around natural resources. But generally, this energy is more up. The next card, Taurus, you have for today is the Elk card, and this is very much earth element. Further, it says, strength in gentleness, the power of grounded presence, the dignity of moving slowly but surely, the majesty available when you stand tall in your own truth, and the quiet confidence that comes from deep-rooted stability. This is not aggressive dominance, it is quiet strength, the power of steady presence, the magnetism of grounded dignity, and the world impact available when you move with intentionality in quiet authority. Further, it says, you don't need to prove anything, your presence is enough, your steadiness is your strength. Your groundedness is your power. The elk doesn't run around frantically, it stands tall, grounded, present. It moves with purpose, it commands respect through quiet dignity, not through noise, not through aggression, just through presence, through stability. So that's what it is all about. It's like standing in your own truth, standing in your power and moving, doing things with a lot of good intentions. So Now, the only caveat behind this energy is that if there is change that needs to happen, let it happen, Taurus, because, I mean, Earth energy is a little slow and resistant to change. So, if there are changes that are happening for your good, let it happen. Don't resist those changes. Also, you know, it's all about catching up to the trends. I feel that especially for those of you that are in corporate or in jobs or creating your own business, you know, yes, there are some proven methods that everybody would like to take to and adapt, but then at the same time, we also need to pay attention to the market trends, the market shifts, what are the competitors like, and things like that. So, you know, we should be able to adapt to those rapid changes so that we are not left behind. Now, in this case for the elk is a grounded energy, but then it also moves. It moves according to the seasonal changes. So it is adapting to the climatic conditions. And I feel in the same spirit, whatever the conditions, the market conditions, that situations around you, you need to adapt to that as well. So basically, this elk energy is about knowing your core values, you know, being the earth element. It's like a fully established authority. And, you know, the elk energy also understands how they will uphold the values that they believe in. Now, I also feel that the elk energy is about, you know, elk is already a very grounded energy. And I feel that it's all about, you know, moving with a certain pace, not rushing, not anxious, not trying to prove themselves. This is not about over-explaining yourself. You know, it's about listening more. It's about your calm presence. It's not about rushed movement or rushed action. And you'll find this in a lot of leaders, like CEOs of companies, or even national leaders, or even spiritual leaders, you know. Even if there's a lot of movements that are going on around us also, where people are all about moving slowly, you know, slow living movements are going on. And I feel that this energy kind of works its way into every aspect in our life better. It's about mindfully living. It's about, you know, even at home, like what we bring into our house in terms of the colors, in terms of the designs. I have seen a lot of real estate come up with the, you know, want more air to move in, like the window is too good light, sunlight coming in. You know, there's also a lot of movement having those secret spaces or zen corners where you can sit and, you know, relax and meditate or do your thing for a bit, you know, where you feel calm and relaxed. There's also a lot of, you know, a lot of feng shui, which encourages bringing in this, you know, the stable energy, this element energy. So I do feel, and even, you know, going outside, spending time in nature, you know, going for walks, or even introducing earthy elements inside the house, like use of neutral colors, use of wood frequently, or creating more sustainable ways of designing homes, the fabrics, the fashion, you know, something which is long-lasting, which is sustainable. It's about high quality over flashy things, over you know, flashy trends and things like that. So timeless designs, and you know, even there's a lot of foundational emphasis where people are creating solid foundations, you know, so that things don't break, right? Especially you'll find, like, maybe the high-rise buildings, you know, you want to create stronger foundations for that, or even not even high-rise, like any kind of structural thing where you want to have solid foundations, you know. It's like focusing on the fundamentals. So if you're a student or you're learning something, I feel that you might be more focused on the fundamentals. If you're taking up a course, you're like, I want to focus more on the fundamentals. I don't want to just, skim through the pages and then get to the end of it. That's not the goal. So some of you might be seeing that you're paying more attention to the details and the inner functioning and fundamentals of things. Now, this can also be about strength building, because elk is strong. Elk is strong presence. So you might be working on your training or building on some physical strength. You might be into strength training or some kind of sports training or athletics even or even yoga and meditation practices where, you can practice more steadiness, steadfastness, and things like that. Now, elk energy is also about, going the distance. It's like about the determination. Like, for example, if you take on a project, making sure that it's completed with, you see it through the end, it's completed and delivered. And it's not about rushing through the project. It's about doing what needs to be done every day, but in a sustainable manner, having the hours worked out, that you're not burning yourself out or burning the midnight lamp. So, this is about taking the time to think about things, to decide, especially if you're at work or you're making some decisions at home, at work, wherever that is. You're not doing it in a rushed way. You are taking the time to, kind of listen and, tap into your, I would say, the earthy wisdom or inner wisdom, making grounded choices, and being very purposeful and intentional with the choice of your words and if you are in the corporate, then being very methodical and purposeful with what you put your time and energy into. Now, some of you might also be taking walks outside or focusing on your breath work and things like that, or connected more to earth. Some of you might be out there in nature, maybe you're camping, maybe you're by the beach, but just like having that connection to the natural elements, outside of our house. I think some of you might be focused on that as well. Now, some of you might also be working on, your posture or, spiritual practices, because you see the horns of the elk, it's like on fire. So I feel that some of you might be feeling burned out. I feel that some of you might be just working endlessly without, taking those breaks that are very much needed to refresh yourself. But because your, second house energy is all about being very reliable and highly committed, very resilient, I feel that, some of you might be overcommitting to your work. If you have a lot on your plate, then you can always reach out for a delegation, ask for help, whatever needs to, whatever you need to do in order to get some periodical rest. So I feel that some of you might also be stepping up, because elks lead their pack. They lead their path. So some of you might be at work in stepping up into some kind of a leadership position, or just leading your group or your peers, or just as a guide or a mentor, where people are able to follow your directions, trust your path and things like that. But at the same time, the elk energy is also encouraging to be very adapting of newer situations, newer circumstances, and to not be drowned by it. Now, for those of you who want to soak in this energy of the elk, you can watch a beautiful show that I had seen. It's called Yellowstone, and it's a beautiful show. It's a beautiful show. Kevin Costner is there in that show. It's all about, slow decision, slow work, standing in your truth, very much rooted with this earth energy, and you will love that show, Yellowstone. So for those of you interested, you can watch that, Or you can also listen to a song by, let me see. You can listen to a song, I think it's called Slow Hands. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Slow Hands. I love that song. I think it's by Interpol. It's all about, intentional moving and, yeah, slow intentional moving, slow hands. So listen to the lyrics, and I'm sure you're going to love the energy of that song. Further down here below it says, your groundedness is your medicine, your quiet authority is your legacy. Now, the next card for today, Taurus, you have is the Chariot, and this is such a cute card. It further says over here, activation of willpower, the harnessing of opposing forces in unified direction, the victory available to focus determination, and the forward momentum created when you take command of your direction and drive with clarity towards your destination. This is not reckless speed, it is controlled power, the mastery of dual energies working in harmony. The triumph available when used your life with intention, and the unstoppable force emerging when you align your will with action. So if you have been, procrastinating, waiting, and things like that, or just second guessing, like which way to go, which direction, maybe at work, you're choosing jobs, you're choosing careers. I feel that the chariot, if you see in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, there is a chariot here that's kind of pulling in two horses that are moving in opposite directions, opposite energies. And I feel that is what you are doing right now. You're taking the reins. You are, it's like working with forces. This could be external, this could be internal, maybe. You're fearful and you're courageous at the same time. You're doubtful and at the same time. It's that kind of a vibe. So I feel that further down it says victory is not available. Victory isn't available to the hesitant. It's available to the determined. So yes, you are moving forward and there is forward momentum, and you are. I feel that. That it's like you are moving forward, you're driving forward with conviction, and the thing about the only caveat I feel about this energy for you, Taurus, is that earth elements are a little bit slow building because they're very cautious around, what you build, especially if you're in the real estate or building buildings, or, if you're building a career or your own business or something. Sometimes it puts you in a state of confusion, or you're stagnant, or, you don't want to move as fast, or you're fearful of what's coming next. A little bit of change paranoia and things like that. But I feel that, like in the last energy of the elk, which suggests that, the elk moves seasonally, right? So it's adapting to the changing weather conditions. So I feel that Taurus as well, even though there is a little bit of a resistance kind of energy that the collective Taurus has, I feel that you are very mindfully moving. You're moving forward. You're not breaking. You're not stagnating. Yeah, because I feel that, especially if you are in a business, or you want to be very mindful of, like, what's going on in the real world, the ground reality, the market conditions, the competition, and things like that. So now, chariot movement is not by any means being reckless. It's, something, it's not about speed. It's about knowing, which way to go. And it's like in a very controlled, in a very regimented manner, in a very steady manner, but still moving forward, like one foot at a time, putting one foot in front of the other. So I feel that this is a very determined forward movement, but it's also very disciplined. It's like thinking things through very wisely, and it's also about having a strong, willpower, And knowing that when you're moving forward, there is like a divine force, because this is a major arcana, the Chariot is a major arcana, so there is like the interplay of the cosmic forces behind this forward movement. So I do feel that there is that trust that, you are being directed as needed from the cosmos. Now, if this is not your energy, Taurus, this might be playing out around you, or you might be hearing of certain global or local movements picking up speed. It's like the policies being written in order to bring about change, whether in the environment or whether in some kind of social movement you're hearing about, or maybe it's like you hearing about people scaling their businesses, or new entrepreneurs that are going, they're going forward beyond that you had expected. Maybe they're, traveling internationally or building, or, they're building their business and careers, maybe, internationally. You can also hear about some projects that were put on hold now moving forward. Or you might be moving jobs, moving careers. Maybe you've been afraid to make those changes, but now you are making those changes, whether it's quitting jobs or, changing your career. Yes, it is a little bit of a risk, but I feel that forward movement is something that will put you on steady ground. We've already seen examples of this, like, there is like the Amazon, then there is the Tesla and electric cars. These are, these are visions at one point in time, and people just, they were relentless with their pursuit of these, opportunities and businesses. And you'll find so many more of the same kind, entrepreneurs and businesses that are just scaling up, or you will find that things are picking up speed suddenly. So basically, this is a very good forward movement, high motivation, and a very driven and focused energy. And a very, I would say, very channeled energy where you are avoiding distractions. And this could be distractions like, our phone itself, like, keeps buzzing and ringing. So I feel that some of you might also be taking your reins on that as well, about how to manage your social media and things like that. Now, this is also about, for some of you, this could be about cars, car buying. You might be testing cars, or you might be even building your own, you might be like kind of remodeling your own car. It looks like a very vintage car to me in the picture. So some of you could be taking to vintage cars, looking at vintage cars, or even, kind of maintaining your own cars, or some of you could be buying new cars as well. I also feel, I love the vibe of this is like the Ford versus Ferrari movie. For some of you, that could be it. Some of you might be watching some movies related to, cars over, Ford versus Ferrari is the movie that comes to mind. It's a beautiful movie, about, mechanics and willpower, and, sometimes it's literally like, some of you could be watching some racing shows or racing car shows and things like that as well. So I feel that, Taurus, you have left your place of stagnancy. There is forward movement. You're moving with very decisively, I feel. This is a very vintage car, so I don't feel that this can pick up as much speed as as the newer cars. So I do feel it's about forward movement, but in a very gentle and steady way. And yes, of course, since you have set out on the journey, you will reach your destination, Taurus, slowly but surely. Further down here, it says, take the reins, command your chariot, and drive toward victory. And the last card for today, Taurus, you have the card, the message from the cosmos. It says, you have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. further it says activation of creative sovereignty, the remembrance of your manifesting power, the reclamation of agency over your life design, and the life transformation available when you start consciously creating your reality. This is not wishful thinking, it is manifestation, the conscious creation of your desired life through aligned intention and action. And remember that you are moving away from autopilot. So Taurus, this is like a encouragement for you that that we have the ability to choose, to follow through with our choices, our belief system, whatever energy, time, action that we put into our daily life creates the life that we want to manifest, the life that we want to live. Further down it says, design your life deliberately, create what you love, you're not stuck, you're creating. And there is nothing selfish or there is nothing unrealistic about it. It's about envisioning what you want. It's about taking the right steps, one step ahead of another. And knowing that you have the skills, you have what it takes to make it happen, to make things work for you. This is all about working with spirit, it's like co-creating with the universe. This is like being very conscious about every decision, every choice you make, every move you make. Also knowing that what is practical, also being connected with your higher purpose and your higher wisdom as well. So I do feel that if you have been thinking about something, if you have been envisioning or dreaming about creating a certain thing for yourself, whether it's a house, whether it's a business, whether it's a job, whatever that is, or even if you want to start your own, your own company, startups, whatever that is, put the deliberate effort into it. And in today's world, we are seeing that all around us, where people are envisioning things and they create that, whether it's online or offline, having their dream businesses and or the lifestyle that they want to create for themselves, whether it's, minimalistic living or what do you call maximalistic living, or even financially, like what kind of ways or work that you want to do in order to create that income that can sustain or go the distance. Now I will recommend a movie called The Secret to you guys. It's beautiful movie. It's a little old, but it's all about creation, creating things. And it's about, creating your reality, about what you envision and putting in the deliberate action towards it. It's a beautiful movie. I really enjoy that. It's a little old. It's called The Secret. I even enjoyed along the similar lines. I think Eat, Pray, Love also has the same energy about it. Now, there's also a song which I completely love. It's called Fireworks by Katy Perry, and I feel that's about you're recognizing your brilliance and also shining your light. It's like recognizing that you have the capability to create, to manifest, to work things out. So fireworks, I really like that. I feel that, and if you see the image also, there's a lot of fireworks behind in the background. So listen to that song, it's by Katy Perry, and you will totally love that, Fireworks. Now you might also see a lot of movement around you where people are, they want change. They want to try something different. They want to, break the mold, no longer be that cookie cutter thing. Whether it's, athletics, you'll find that, the sports people are doing things differently. Maybe, they have a different way of, maybe the coach is different, maybe the coaching process is different or something, like they're trying to break outside those molds. So this is a very empowered energy where you're learning from your experiences, your setbacks, and you are receiving consciously, you are giving consciously, and you're keeping the hope high. And because of that, I feel that a lot of opportunities, a lot of possibilities will also be open to you. So for those of you that have been, dreaming or planning, I feel that now you're ready to take those next steps, heading in the direction of your dreams. Yeah. Now, further down it says, the universe doesn't create for you, it creates through you. So, Taurus, you have the vision, you have the plan, or you will soon have the plan on how to create it better, with whatever you're in the mode of creating. And it further says, create it now. So, it's like the universe and the cosmos are asking you to create it now. So, Taurus, those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.